following program has been furnished and paid for by the Health and Wealth Power Hour, and KSCV is not responsible for its content or the product or services offered.
Live longer with more cash and flexibility to really enjoy those years and never run out of money. Harlan will take your calls on a variety of topics related to health insurance, health care, retirement income planning, Social Security, thrift savings plan, 403B, 401k, or just about anything that gives you the tools to take action on keeping more dollars in your pocket and putting more dollars towards your retirement. He'll even share a few industry secrets if you listen close. And now, here's your host, Harlan Pickett.
All right, welcome aboard Health and Wealth Power Hour. Thanks for joining us in today on this beautiful Thursday. It's a great day to have a great day. Read that this morning from one of my friends. Lisa Jubila posted that, and I thought that was a great little saying. It's a great day for a great day. All right, we are super excited today. One of our really good friends is joining us today. As always, a joy to be around, and Mr. Don McCoy from out there at the Fulshear, Katy area Chamber of Commerce is with us today. Welcome aboard, Don.
Hey, how you doing there, Harlan? It is a beautiful day outside. And by the way, you're welcome. The Chamber of Commerce has brought you this day.
You can send your thank you cards directly to y'all's office, right?
That's right. They always say it's a Chamber of Commerce day on days like this, and so we'll take all the praise and the credit. No problem.
Yeah, you're right. This is the day that every chamber and every visitor center, as it were, at any place, this is where they film all of their commercials, and this is one they lock onto, right, and say, this is how it is all the time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it. Absolutely, Harlan. So, hey, how you been? Are you surviving after we celebrated our Texas Independence Day, Harlan?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Y'all threw a great party, but it was very survivable.
It was. But we had a great time and some great music, and we're going to do it again next year, so we look forward to seeing you out there, and thank you for your sponsorship and being out there and present in that wonderful basket giveaway that you gave. You guys are always so generous with your time and your treasure. Thank you.
Hey, sure appreciate that, man. I'll tell you what, you talk about good music. That was a heck of a band that you had out there. And, I don't know that I've ever seen a band do quite what they did, having all those special guests come out and play with them, but that was pretty amazing.
Well, that's Todd Gross. Actually, Todd Gross's daughter is Mary Sarah. Some people might recognize that name. I think she finished 4th or 5th place on The Voice a few years back, but she has sung with just about every major country music artist. But what Todd has formed is what is called the Texas Opry, and he does a show at the Sugarland Opry, the Fulshear Simonton Opry, and he has a backup band of some great musicians that are well-known, and then he brings in these guest artists that play with the band, i.e. like Freddie Pate was there and a couple of up-and-coming folks that you're going to hear about real soon, and they're always so talented and entertaining. So if you ever hear of the Texas Opry, make sure you go out and check out the show. It really is good.
Absolutely. It certainly wouldn't be time wasted. I mean, it was extremely entertaining, and the variety of things that they played. And once again, just even the kind of the variety of musicians. But, I didn't even know until that day that there was such a thing as a European Country Music Hall of Fame.
I didn't either. So we learned something every day. How about that?
Well, that means if you're always learning, you're doing good, right? But
that's right. The biggest room in the world, the room for improvement.
That's right. But that was really interesting to find that out. And Randy C. Moore, who of course is the gentleman who is in that European Country Music Hall of Fame, was one of the performers there, and he was outstanding.
He was, just again, all the musicians are great, and great shout out to Whiskey River West. Those folks were very accommodating and great hosts for us to put on that party, and that's where we're going to have it again next year. Yeah,
that was very interesting. And that when they got up there and talked about it, how they were so happy that we were there and had already invited us back to be there next year, which is super cool. That is great.
Let me tell you kind of what's going on with our Chamber of Commerce. I mean, we are growing like crazy, and we are so happy to be not only connectors of influencers and leaders and catalysts for business growth, and then also champions for the community. And in that realm, we're always doing something to help a business or help the community in some way, shape, or form. And tonight we got a little networking thing going on over at a new restaurant out west here called the Adriatic Cafe and Italian Grill. It's right off of I-10, right next to Buc-ee's, or as I've heard somebody call it on TikTok, Busey's. Can you believe that?
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh.
Anyway, next door to Buc-ee's, you'll see it, and that starts at 5:30 tonight, and it's going to include a 5-course Italian meal, and we're just going to it's called Let's Make a Deal, and we're going to sit around and have a round table of business professionals talking about their business and learning some other tips and tools and tricks of how to be a better business person, but also promote their business amongst one another and gain some of those referrals. Very important to do to grow your business, as you well know, right? With your company. So,
absolutely.
And then if there's any questions, y'all can find out. Just get hold of us at the FulshearKaty.com. That is our website, FulshearKaty.com. And we do have next month. We do have our monthly membership meeting. And Harlan, I think you're going to like this. We have a gentleman named Rob Cross who is going to be our guest speaker, and this guy has a book that he's written called Flip Your Thinking. Now, what does that tell you, Harlan?
Well, the first thing is I think some people obviously have the old term stinking thinking, so you want you want to flip that for sure, but I would imagine that it goes a little bit deeper than that if I had to guesstimate.
Well, it does, and he's going to be talking about, the post-pandemic blahs, and how we can get out of that, flip your thinking there. The world gets better when you get better. This guy knows all about how to get around and, get out of your own way for success. That's really, and vulnerability is your power is another topic. Unlock your superpower. How about that? I mean, did you know we all have a superpower, and we got to figure out how to get that superpower out there, and then also establish why and establish your why and your how. Those are important, and then just a myriad of things. But we always like to bring great speakers to our membership meetings, and I just want to tell you, even though it's a membership meeting, everyone is invited. It is at Parkway Fellowship Church, right over here off of 1463 and 1093 in the Fulshear Katy area. And it starts at 7:30 in the morning on April the 13th. Again, you can find all this information on our website under our events calendar. And we want you to come out, visit us, and shake some hands, meet some people, do some networking. You don't have to be a member to come to our meeting. And you'll maybe walk away a little bit inspired, maybe with a new business contact or something.
Yeah, every time I've been, I always meet somebody different. As far as, obviously, I see a lot of the same faces, but every single time we go, we meet somebody different and make another great connection. It is certainly the place to be. And a lot of people would say, wow, man, that sure is early to get out there. But let me tell you, if you are a business owner or you're an entrepreneur such as myself, or someone that just even if you work for somebody else, but they are flexible enough to let you go to promote their business this way, it makes it doesn't affect your day the same way. Because when you're done by 9 o'clock, you can get right back out there to work, and you haven't really missed a beat. You can get out there and still have that full day.
Well, the early bird gets the worm, and that still holds true today.
Yep, absolutely.
But Harlan, I'll tell you one thing we got coming up in April, going to be a lot of fun, because remember, we're the fun chamber too, right? We like to have fun. We do business. We advocate on your behalf, but we have on April the 21st a casino night that's going to be off the charts. It's going to be at a place called the Hemi Hideout. Now, if you've never seen the Hemi Hideout, folks, you got to go there and check it out at HemiHideout.com. This place is a fantastic venue with restored cars, motorcycles, John Deere tractors, and neon lights. It's phenomenal. What a great place to have our annual casino night. And those tickets are available on our website at FulshearKaty.com. In fact, when you go there, it's right there. And guess what? This year we're raffling off something pretty cool, Harden. You want to guess what it is?
You know what? let's leave them guessing for a minute. We're going to go to our first break.
All right.
And when we come back, we will reveal what you can win on casino night on April
I like
21st. Yes, sir. Harlan Pickett, Health and Wealth Power Hour. We'll be right back.
Offers health plan payments around half of what most are paying in traditional insurance premium plans. Plus, you'll have the control to choose providers from one of the best provider networks in the nation.
During COVID, we had great coverage for our whole family. The day I signed up, we had a welcome call, and it was so personal and genuine. Plus, we went from $1,500 to $690 a month with Eagle Care. Thanks.
That is the Eagle Care way. Reclaim your freedom to choose and soar high above the rest. Find us online at eaglecarehealth.com. Eagle Care Health Solutions. It's not insurance, it's better.
250 Texans died in Snowmageddon. I don't want to see it again. A representative from the Texas Public Utilities Commission visits the Chris Salcedo Show, plus the Never Trumpers. They're still at it. The biggest set of liars, part of the so-called Lincoln Project. Seeing what they're doing, the great Abraham Lincoln probably turning over in his grave. A jam-packed Friday edition of the Chris Salcedo Show comes your way. 7 o'clock in the morning after Lance Roberts on AM 700 KSEV, the voice of Texas.
Want to be part of the conversation? Phone lines are open. Call now, 281-558-5738. That's 281-558-KSEV.
This is Harlan Pickett for Eagle Care Health Solutions. Because of the American Rescue Plan, you may qualify for reduced health insurance costs or even a zero premium. Let us help you secure your savings by taking action now. Just contact us here at Eagle Care Health Solutions, online at eaglecarehealth.com. We know getting good, affordable coverage is hard. Eagle Care makes it easy.
Don't miss your chance to reduce your health insurance payment. Government estimates $50 per person per month savings. Go to eaglecarehealth.com. Got FESA? That's the Federal Employee Service Association. Find out what FESA can do for you. A recent client had this to say.
Joy took what felt like a 12-lane highway heading off in all different directions, and it turned into a single-lane country road. Feels like my first breath of retirement, and it feels good.
This is Harlan Pickett. My friends at FESA believe in the old saying, what goes around comes around. By helping people at no cost to them, many times they can retire earlier than expected with an income they cannot outlive. Go FESA at gofesa.com. We help Americans retire.
Yes, sir, we are back. Harlan Pickett Health and Wealth Power Hour with my good friend Don McCoy over at the Fulshear Katy Chamber of Commerce. Join us today. Big casino night coming up about a month from now. Talking about April 21st out at the Hemi Hideout. And you were just telling everybody what a outstanding and incredible place that is. Last year at the Ultimate Networking event that I attended, I was just blown away. You before you even talk to anybody, you can spend an hour plus just walking around looking at all the cool stuff.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt that John Hovis over there is a fantastic host, and he's got some of the most interesting things, and he's got a story behind every little thing that is in there real quick. It is really good, and I knew it blew you away. I mean, you don't even need entertainment at a venue like this. The venue is the entertainment.
It really is. It really is. I don't imagine he's going to be putting any of his cars up for like roulette or anything. Darn it!
No, but I will say that he has told me one time before everything in there is for sale.
It's for sale, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember his wife told me that last time I was there. He didn't say it, but his wife told me that, which I thought was pretty humorous.
Yeah, Diane, she's a fantastic lady, but they're really sweet people over there, and they do a lot in the community, and so big shout out to them, and we're just proud to be at their venue. And so that'll be from 6 to 10 on April 21st. And before you get there, I mean, the tickets are $50, but here's the thing. You're going to get $1,000 worth of gambling money to go out and, have craps, and we have roulette, and we have blackjack. And then for every $1,000 you're able to win, you can turn that in and get a raffle ticket to win a bunch of prizes that will have TVs and things and gift baskets. And then also that $50 includes, we want to say Legacy Ford is going to buy everybody their first drink. So
all right.
Thank you to Legacy Ford for that. And then also we have Cairo Dynamics will be doing our pictures and things. And then also for that same $50, you're going to get something to eat. And what I mean by that is we're going to have these tables set around from local restaurants. We have Chef Willie, we have Anthony's, we have Pearl and Vine, and the Texas Borders. And you'll be able to try morsels of great food from all these chef-driven local restaurants that are in our chamber, and even try a little bit of bourbon. Special bourbon will be there as well. So just if you're so inclined. But it's a really great way to stand and network and meet a lot of people, win some prizes. Now, the big prize we're giving away is for you can go on our website, you can do this, and you can buy a raffle ticket to win an $8,000 luxury electric cart from Brazos Valley Kart Works. This cart is a four-seater like an electric golf cart. It is brand spanking new. It is fantastic looking. And we're going to give that away on the 21st in a raffle. Raffle tickets are only $20 a piece, and you have a chance to win that.
I got to see that out at Whiskey River because they had it live in person there, and that is a good-looking machine.
And we're going to have it at our meeting next month as well, at the chamber meeting. We're going to have it inside there. And then also, electric is the way everybody's going, it seems like, right, Harlan?
Yep,
so,
absolutely.
We have a company that's a part of our chamber, Jason and Amanda. They are great. They own Pedigo West, and this is a electric bicycle company. Their bicycles are really top of the line. I mean, if you're going to have a Cadillac of bikes, that's what these are. And they have generously given us a bike to give away that night, and those tickets are only $10. And you can, take a chance at winning one of those. So we've got something for everybody at this event. And, just to kind of say our chamber, although we're sort of event-driven, and then if we go even further, we've got 4th of July coming up on the 4th of July, and we've got a great band called the Bag of Donuts. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're from New Orleans, but they are fantastic. They are so cool. So we'll even get our donut cop to introduce them. You'll have to see this one, Harlan. It's a lot of fun. But we also always want to have things in our chamber that make us tangible. And what I mean by that, most people think of chambers of commerce as, it's something your father joined and maybe your grandfather was a part of. And, you get a ribbon cutting, this and that. But what do you really get, with a chamber of commerce? Well, we really have some tools and resources in our system. Our back office system has been developed by a company called Chamber Nation. Now, you're going to love this. I want to give a shout-out to Richard and Rowena Scully. They're the owners of Chamber Nation, and they used to live in this place called California, I believe. Yeah, and I called him one day, and he was surrounded by fires and everything, and I said, why don't you move to Texas? And guess what? They are now Texans. They live right here in Conroe, so welcome to the area. We love them. And but they have provided, their software is unbelievable to give all of our members the texting keyword, which, by the way, your keyword has changed. Your number has changed. We need to get that out to you, Harlan.
Okay.
Forgot to tell you about that.
I appreciate you telling me that now because I would have used the old one very soon.
Yeah, it's 866-866-5545. So if you, what is your keyword, Harlan?
Eagle Care.
Eagle Care, right?
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
if you just text Eagle Care to 866-866-5545, that'll take you to everything about Eagle Care. Now, the reason that's happened is there's been a short code texting shortage or something like that, something, that the government did, or, when they get involved, everything gets better, right? And so they basically have made us go to these longer codes. Now, of course, there is a QR code associated with that, Harlan, and we want to make sure I get that over to you as well. So I'm glad I'm talking to you today about that. And we got this new thing called Hound that's really fantastic. If you're a retailer, you can put in your ad and throw it in there and say, say you're a massage place and you do couples massage for, say, $200, but you're going to give a deal for $150. All you do is scan the QR code. The consumer then gets a payment portal to pay for it right there on the spot. It's immediately deposited into the business's account at less 5% Other than that, that's it. And then you can then have that way you'll drive the money into your account on a regular basis and have rather than somebody reacting to a coupon, they can pay for it and get the service and then come in and redeem it. It's like buying a gift card. It's really kind of neat. So again, we're always we're innovative, and if you or anybody out there, if the community listening at large has an idea of how their chamber can help them out in a better way, let us know. And I'll tell you, one of the things that's interesting is a lot of people think the Chamber of Commerce is just for businesses, Harlan. It's not. I mean, we want the community to go to our website, check out the 40 now plus members, businesses in our chamber. You'll find anything, any product, any service you need. And if you can't find it, give me a call. I'll find a solution for you. But we're here for the community. We're here to have good businesses in our chamber like yourself, in Eagle Care, Eagle Healthcare Service. You guys are, that's where people find you through our chamber as well when people are looking for, to buy a healthcare product. And I got to tell you, Harlan, you know more about healthcare than anybody I know. So we appreciate you very much.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll tell you, one of the things that it really impressed me with is truly all of the different access to technologies and just, let's just say it real plain, all the stuff that you get whenever you become a member. And, it took me quite a long time to even wrap my head around how much there is, including it's not just that QR code and texting. It's so many other things. And on top of that, you guys do your Chambernomics class to teach you how to use all of it so that you can see what all is part of it. And, of course, then one of the very unique things that the Chamber does is instead of having a ribbon cutting, you guys have a rope cutting.
Yeah, we just had one this morning. Where were you? No, we just had a rope cutting today over at Rodwan. They're a great laser company, a medical company, and they're rejuvenation. They do all this. They think they can take our bellies, Harlan, and make them smaller with a laser thing. So I'm gonna you and I need to go over there and do the couples laser thing, I think.
That's pretty good.
But we do rope cuttings, and a lot of people wonder how that existed or how that evolved. Very interesting. We want to be different. Now we're out here in sort of horse country, and Churchill Fulshear was raised racehorses out here, and there's a lot of horse farms out here and a lot of polo. So the horse is kind of our icon. It's our symbol. It's our logo, actually, and our little horse head is our logo. So we said, well, instead of a ribbon cutting, what is associated with a horse other than ropes? And that cowboys use ropes, and so we cut the rope and rather than a ribbon, and then we place a piece of that rope on your chamber plaque, and it really kind of signifies you are part of what ties our community together. So it's got a lot of symbolism, and people seem to gravitate to that because when you're in a chamber, we don't like to say join a chamber. Golly, Harlan, when you join something, it just sounds like work, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's right. That's right.
But if you belong to the chamber, it's a lot different. And we are a family. I mean, it is a diverse family. We all help each other out. But it's just so nice to belong to an organization rather than to join one. So we like to say that. Just come and belong and be part of our family. It truly is a refreshing approach to the way you do business, and you can have fun at the same time. And then we offer ways to help you. I love consulting. You love consulting, Harlan. I know somebody comes and starts talking about healthcare. You love talking about that and helping them get the best thing they can get that's available to them out there. And doesn't that make you feel good when you're able to solve a problem for somebody?
Absolutely. I think sometimes people think they even have a problem when they don't. They just don't understand exactly what they have, and that's also makes you feel good because you're able to let them understand, hey, you actually made a good decision whenever you got whatever it was that you got. You just didn't understand exactly how it works, or maybe you forgot this little piece of it or whatever it was. So, yeah, I'm sure that you have members historically that have joined the chamber, and that's what they did. They joined, and they didn't really think of it as part of a family or being a member of something greater that it does all the extra things for them. And once they actually talk to you about it and you reminded them of some of the things that they did, they remember what a great decision it was. And
that's true.
that once again makes you feel great.
Yeah, and you couldn't have said it any better. And I'm sorry to have interrupted you there because I get so excited about what we do here, and I really hope hope every chamber, if people that are listening, you have a chamber of commerce in your community, and you can go over there, speak to them, speak to the president, and tell them what your needs are. They need some of that input, and if that chamber president wants to call me and I can help them, I will, help them do better, because that's what it's all about. And in our economy right now, there's a lot of challenges. We went through, the pandemic. Now we're going through hyperinflation and all kinds of challenges, and it's expensive to run a business. And, you need somebody like a chamber that has your back, that has their ear to the ground, that is looking for ways to get you some money to help you get through the pandemic, which we did, and we guided people through that. And now we're representing you at the table of government, not only just locally, but also at the federal level, too. We have the ear of our local congressmen and our senators, and that's one of the things that's important, because you as a business owner necessarily don't have the time or the wherewithal to be in Washington and getting your point across. But we do that for you.
Yeah, that is a great point, and I want to hit on that again when we come back from our break. It is time for our break again.
Sure.
But that is an important facet of what the chamber does, and in particular this chamber does, and we're going to talk some more about that when we come back. Harlan Pickett, Health and Wealth Power Hour. Be right back.
Got FESA? That's the Federal Employee Service Association. Find out what FESA can do for you. A recent client had this to say.
Joy took what felt like a 12-lane highway heading off in all different directions, and it turned into a single-lane country road. Feels like my first breath of retirement, and it feels good.
This is Harlan Pickett. My friends at FESA believe in the old saying, what goes around comes around. By helping people at no cost to them, many times they can retire earlier than expected with an income they cannot outlive. Go FESA at gofesa.com. We help Americans retire.
Paul Berlin, a radio icon. His unique style and warm personality endeared him to so many. His endless stories and great music will never die. Paul may no longer be with us, but his memory will live on. KSEV is proud to continue with the best of Paul every Saturday evening, 6 till 8 p.m. Paul said it best as he closed his show.
We'll meet again at 700 a.m. KSEV in Heavenly Houston.
Got FESA? That's the Federal Employee Service Association. Find out what FESA can do for you. A recent client had this to say.
Joy took what felt like a 12-lane highway heading off in all different directions, and it turned into a single-lane country road. Feels like my first breath of retirement, and it feels good.
This is Harlan Pickett. My friends at FESA believe in the old saying, what goes around comes around. By helping people at no cost to them, many times they can retire earlier than expected with an income they cannot outlive. Go FESA at gofesa.com. We help Americans retire.
Got a question for Harlan? Phone lines are open now. Call 281-558-5738. That's 281-558-KSEV.
This is Harlan Pickett for Eagle Care Health Solutions. Because of the American Rescue Plan, you may qualify for reduced health insurance costs or even a zero premium. Let us help you secure your savings by taking action now. Just contact us here at Eagle Care Health Solutions, online at eaglecarehealth.com. We know getting good, affordable coverage is hard. Eagle Care makes it easy.
Don't miss your chance to reduce your health insurance payment. Government estimates $50 per person per month savings. Go to eaglecarehealth.com.
By Mr. Don McCoy over at the Fulshear Katy Area Chamber of Commerce. Hey, Don, when we were going to break, you had mentioned the representation that the chamber does for us small business owners, whether it be the local or even the national level, as far as with certain politicians and policies and such. But I want to point out something that I've certainly noticed as I've attended these monthly meetings, and it is not an unusual thing at all for there to be quite the list of local mayors and council people, even some state representatives, and whether if it's not them, even their staff members. I do know that Representative Troy Niles almost always has somebody there representing his office, and they make it very clear that if you've got something going on, we want you to come to us. We want to help the community, and that is just another way that the chamber is giving access to those offices by, if you're at that meeting, you're going to have access to these folks. You're going to have a way to contact them directly, to step in front of them and talk to them, not just call them on the phone. Not that they won't answer, then you certainly could go that route. But you can actually have a face-to-face meeting with those folks right at the chamber monthly meeting.
Yeah, we're very fortunate, to have such an influential Chamber of Commerce that, there are a lot of those representatives that are there, if not the elected representatives themselves. And, that's one of the mantras we have is the Chamber is a connector, or a Chamber should be a connector of leaders and influencers. Now, that's leaders in the community, your local community, leaders in the county, leaders in the state, and leaders at the federal or national level. And where else can you really go and be in the same room eating a taquito and having a cup of coffee and be talking to your senator or your congressperson or something like that right there, other than the Chamber of Commerce? And that's what we help provide. Now, on many occasions, we have a government affairs committee. We have a lot of committees in our chamber that people can be involved with. But the government affairs committee, they're there to help review issues and provide information to our general membership and the community, and to establish an avenue for surveys and feedback from the public. And then also they prepare positions at all levels of the government, and then we coordinate events to open up these relationships. And sometimes I even have an event that, like our Representative Troy Niles came and spoke. We did have one of our meetings. A lot of times when elected officials sometimes come and speak at chambers, it's $50 or something to go to lunch, or, and it's a little bit of a fundraiser, and they have sponsors. But I'm proud to say we had Attorney General Ken Paxton at our monthly membership meeting as our featured speaker, and it was absolutely free and open to anybody who wanted to come and hear our state attorney general speak on a lot of issues that they've been involved with. So we like to give access to everybody. And what's real important is we want to give, our agenda is when it comes to this, is we have the U.S. Chamber of Commerce that we have relationships with. We have the Texas Chamber of Commerce, and then we have our local, and then we have our commissioners here locally that we work closely with. But our overall riding ambition here is to establish an environment that encourages entrepreneurship, because we love creativity, and that's what America's about, the freedom to be an entrepreneur. Workforce and economic development, really getting regulations out of the way so we can grow, and that enhances the community, grow products and things that do that. And then we're also committed to focusing on the issues and priorities that foster a favorable business community. That's our mission, is job growth in our region and training for that job growth, and then streamline that process. My goodness, if anyone's ever been to the, a local, government place, sometimes it can be very confusing. And your chamber, we take a long-term perspective on all of our advocacy efforts, but also we want to help it streamline, and then also we'll help you. As I used to say when I was the captain of the River of No Return at Astroworld, if you remember Astroworld.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had my first job was at Astroworld. And I'll be your guide through the uncharted headwaters and the treacherous swamps on which you may never return. And guess what? I'm doing that today, Harlan.
You didn't know that you were a seer at that time, did you?
No, I didn't. And I just now put that together. So, I mean, I still remember that opening line when I was the captain of the River of No Return at Astroworld, and that was my opening line. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be your guide through the uncharted headwaters and the treacherous swamps from which you may never return. And now that is exactly what I do here.
And, it's very interesting because I think a lot of folks, the old thing was you used to just write a letter to your local congressman or senator or whatever and just kind of hope for the best. Sometimes you got a reply. Sometimes you thought it went into a black hole. But you may or may not have even been going the right route and sending it to the right person, depending on what your situation was. And so as part of the chamber, you have that access to the folks in the chamber that can help guide you to who you really need to be directing your whatever your issue is, who you really need to be directing it to, so that you can get the biggest impact and hopefully get whatever is going on taken care of in the quickest and best manner. I think a lot of times that's just our answer is just to write a letter to somebody, and
right.
That may or may not even be something they can take care of. My neighbor's bugging me. Well, writing your state senator is probably not the best way to go about that. But you might have a local councilman, or depending on the size of your town, even the mayor that could help you, depending on what the situation is. But the situation that I can see so many people in is they do nothing because they are not paralyzed with fear, but indecision. They just don't know. Maybe it's paralysis by analysis. They keep thinking about, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know what? I'll just hope that it works itself out. And,
that is probably one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make. I like the paralysis by analysis. Speaking up, if you just let it go, nothing gets done. And I'll tell you a little secret, and I know this from a lot of the staff of our elected officials. They say that, the phone calls and the emails actually work because the thing that's interesting is, of course, we'll guide you where to send that letter or where to make that phone call. Not a problem there. But when you do it, because think about everyone making that indecision and just not doing anything at all. When a congressman gets 20 phone calls on an issue or 20 emails on an issue, and they all kind of lean maybe 90% or something to one direction, they notice. They do notice because their staff gives them this report. This is what we're getting a lot of calls on, Senator or Congressman or council person, and it makes them stand up and pay attention. So really take advantage of that freedom to do that, because that affects change. And then otherwise, if they don't get any calls or anything from their constituency, they're just going to do what they think is best.
Right. Well, they think they're doing the right thing then, right? If no one's complaining, then I must be doing what everyone wants me to do.
Right. So let us help you do that, and there's a lot of ways to do this, but it counts. Your word, absolutely. Just like your vote, when people say, "Oh man, my vote doesn't mean," it does. It really does. And we're coming into an election cycle now that, the chamber, we don't necessarily take positions politically, but we like to give you the resources where you can go and learn, because we feel that an educated voter is an important voter. Please do that. Do your homework, and we can tell you where to go find the information on any particular issue or candidate, and then you can make your own intelligent decision after that. But at least go out and find. I'd rather you not vote, and I'd rather you vote and know what you're voting about or who you're voting for. And so we advocate: get out there, educate yourself, and vote. That's so important.
Yeah, voting, you should not vote the same way that you make your March Madness bracket if you're going by which name you like the best, or, ooh, they got a cute mascot or something like that. You probably shouldn't vote that way and then complain because the person's doing something you didn't like, but you thought they had a really cool name, right?
Okay, Harlan, well, you brought up the bracket, so let me just do this. I got to tell you, I'm rooting for the the St. Peter's Peacocks. They're in the Sweet 16, man. They've taken some giant killers. Now, I'm a lumberjack. I'm a Stephen F. Austin lumberjack, and we were known as remember we took out Duke that one year.
Yep, that's right.
But nevertheless, I just know I think we beat Duke, and it wasn't in the bracket. But we've done very good in the bracket too. But those Peacocks, those guys are a little scrappy. I like watching them play. So I think I don't know who they're playing here in the Sweet 16, but everybody keep your eye on the Peacocks.
Yep. That's obviously we get every few years we get one of those big Cinderella stories. They're only, I think, the third 15th seed to ever make it to the Sweet 16, so they're certainly a huge Cinderella story. So everyone, of course, will have their eyes on them. I am, since I live in San Antonio, I am pretty blessed. I'm going to be heading over to AT&T Center this evening and getting to watch the Houston Cougars play Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
So we're
Go Cougs.
me and my family are going to head over there this evening and take in the Sweet 16 games. So we'll be cheering for those Cougs. Hey, man, I sure appreciate you being on today. And, gang, if you want to learn more, you want to see some of the outstanding values, because you can really become a member of the Fulshear Katy Area Chamber for a very low cost. And the benefits you get, when you go to that page and you see the list of benefits you get, you could not go out and purchase just those benefits. If you went out and wanted to use your business and get all of these things for the business, you could not get all of these advertising and the search engine optimization and the e-commerce and just all of the things that you get, the chat. You couldn't get it for the cost of what it is just to be a member of the Fulshear Katy Area Chamber. Then you get all the great things, including you get to hang out with Don McCoy. So you guys get out there to www.fulshearkaty.com or give them a shout at 832-600-3221. That's 832-600-3221. Don, thanks for being on, buddy, and we'll see you here in a couple of weeks when I come into town.
Thank you, Harlan. God bless you all. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. All right. And we are going to our last break. When we come back, we will wrap a bow.
FESA? That is the Federal Employees Service Association, and they've been assisting federal employees and the private sector with their retirement benefits for more than a decade, helping you understand your benefits, ensuring that you are not paying for benefits you don't need, and that you will receive the largest retirement check while paying the least in taxes. That's what FESA can do for you. A recent client had this to say.
Joy took what felt like a 12-lane highway heading off in all different directions, and it turned into a single-lane country road. Feels like my first breath of retirement, and it feels good.
This is Harlan Pickett. My friends at FESA believe in the old saying, what goes around comes around. By helping people at no cost to them, many times they can retire earlier than expected with an income they cannot outlive. Go FESA at gofesa.com. We help Americans retire.
Want to be part of the conversation? Phone lines are open. Call now, 281-558-5738. That's 281-558-KSEV.
This is Harlan Pickett for Eagle Care Health Solutions. Because of the American Rescue Plan, you may qualify for reduced health insurance costs or even a zero premium. Let us help you secure your savings by taking action now. Just contact us here at Eagle Care Health Solutions, online at eaglecarehealth.com. We know getting good, affordable coverage is hard. Eagle Care makes it easy.
Don't miss your chance to reduce your health insurance payment. Government estimates $50 per person per month savings. Go to eaglecarehealth.com.
KSEV and its advertisers want to thank you, the listeners, for all your continued support. Without you supporting our advertisers, there would not be a Voice of Texas. We stand behind our clients, and if you're looking to boost and grow your business, join the great team at KSEV and its loyal audience by calling a member of our sales staff at 281-588-4800. That's 281-588-4800. KSEV, loyal listeners and dependable advertisers are the Voice of Texas.
Eagle Care health plan options are about half of what most are paying for a traditional insurance premium plan, plus having control to choose providers and real help getting your health needs met at the most optimum outcome.
Reclaim your freedom to choose. Soar high with Eagle Care. Find us online at eaglecarehealth.com.
Again, Health and Wealth Power Hour. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Thursday. Always great to have Don McCoy visiting with us. Man, a lot of great stuff going on at the at the Fulshear Katy Chamber of Commerce. You guys should check them out. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Yvette Simmons-Payne over at the Codemasters. We were very, very blessed to be able to have her do a training for the entire Eagle Care staff on Tuesday. And, man, it was something else. You guys really, really should check out what she has going on. Just everything that she teaches you about communication is just something different than what we have learned historically. It was pretty amazing listening to the staff talk about how different it was, that it was, almost like she knew them personally, when most of them she had never met before in her life, but she was able to really go in depth and talk about the different traits that they had, just based on what type of, not really personality, but what kind of communication style that they had. You can go learn more about that at thecodemasters.net. And if you want to kind of see what category you fall into, at the top of that page, you can click on Crack My Code, and it will give you an insight on what we're talking about. All right, a few things that I want to talk about here on the health insurance side. A couple of things that have happened, a couple of different, changes that occurred because of COVID. One of the things that has always been, a big negative on consumer-directed health plans, also called HSAs, or HSAs are the biggest part of that, the health savings account plans are the ones that give you access to that, is that you really can't have any benefits. The IRS doesn't allow really you to have any benefits on those plans until you have met your deductible. Well, that is a big drawback. And until there was some changes that were approved by Congress in 2020 that really allowed for some more flexibility in the telehealth, you couldn't really even have telehealth until you've met that, which was kind of crazy. Or if you could, it was very limited. And so now about 95% of those plans are able to cover both primary and mental health telehealth before the deductible is met. And that's a huge deal, because now you have real access to some of the things that you couldn't have had before. It's a very strange, of course, those weren't big issues when HSAs really were kicked off. And of course, HSAs have changed a lot over the years. But the fact that you can have access to those things, and about 95% of those plans, you can have primary care, mental health, drops down a little bit more to about 90% of those plans give you access via telemedicine towards chronic health or even urgent care. You can even get substance abuse issues talked about in, say, dermatology. About 85% of the plans allow for that. So we're seeing more and more things go towards telehealth, and the fact that HSAs are really going that direction gives us a little bit of hope for the people that may not have been included in that. In fact, I was kind of surprised to see that about 72 million Americans receive their health care or have health insurance through their health coverage through those consumer-directed health plans. And that is that's a huge number of people that in most cases would not have had access to telemedicine or enhanced telemedicine in this way before that change. That is not necessarily going to stay that way. Right now, they have gone ahead and extended that, but we'll see in the long term, which I believe that it will, because really there's no reason not to. In most cases, those are zero cost, so it's not affecting your deductible anyway. Well, I thought that was very interesting, and I think that is something that will really cause a few more people to maybe even look a little bit harder at HSAs, knowing that they can get some of those telemedicine services that direction without having to reach their deductible. On a very negative side, and this is a real eye-opener and shows once again the mental health aspect of what has occurred in this country since the pandemic. And the number of people who died, the number of alcohol-related deaths hits a highest rate in decades. A 26% increase from 2019 to 2020 in the number of alcohol-related deaths in the United States. That is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And I just don't think there's any way around the fact that you can't put that right in the realm of mental health. There's just no way around that. No way around it. It is a serious, serious issue in this country right now. And don't let folks go down that path. Don't let them go without treatment. Don't let them go without someone to talk to. There are so many different ways that can be addressed now. As I mentioned just a minute ago, there is telemedicine for that now. And having someone to talk to, having someone just to make sure that your situation is understood can make the difference in life and death. It is absolutely amazing. Obviously to see the sales. Obviously, the sales of alcoholic beverages spiked, and clearly, tons and tons of people turned to alcohol to cope with what was going on during the pandemic, and it is truly, it's not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Come on, we can do better than that, and we can help people be better than that. So I implore you to let people get better. We've had the folks on the show before that talks about addiction. We've had different situations where there's help out there. So reach out and get that help for somebody if you know they need it. And if it's just a phone call, then let them do that too. That's one of the reasons I believe it was so important that we included mental wellness through telemedicine first in all of our Eagle Care plans. You get that opportunity to talk to somebody, and if a more in-depth counseling is needed, whether that's virtual or face-to-face, then that will also be part of what you have access to. It's a terrible situation, and I sure hope that anyone that needs help will not hesitate to go out and find that help. Guys, I appreciate y'all being with us today. Hate to leave you on a downer. But, hey, it's a serious situation, and we don't want anybody that can get help to not get it. You guys have a blessed week. Go Cougs, and we will see you next time. Harlan Pickett, Health and Wealth Power Hour. We are
to find ways to access and keep more gold for your golden years. Because what it's all about is really enjoying those years and never running out of money on the Health and Wealth Power Hour, right here on AM 700 KSEV.